Hi, thanks for checking out one of our videos here. This might be a repair video. This might be a unfortunately non-repairable unit. It depends on what this is doing on the inside, because a lot of parts for some of these older units like this are obsolete. There are some things we might be able to do to get it going, but I don't know yet until we kind of play around with it and see what we've got going on here. So if you got an old Blitzer unit like this, or a different brand, different model, or whatever, we work on all brands and ages of these electric fence boxes. So fixer.com is our website. We also work on cattle scales and low bars, weigh scales for weighing animals of different types, cattlescalerepair.com. But you can use weigh scales for weighing whatever, you know. So, this is a old unit. It's a 1998 model, so it's got a little age on it. I believe it is a solid state. And what solid state units are, it's not low impedance, they're not rated in joules, they're basically either all the power you need for a small system or not enough. They put out a good shock on a shorter run, cleaner fence, but they can't handle long distances. And if you get much load on them at all, it just basically kills them. And that's what we've got here. We've got a solid state unit. This is an all-in-one board with transformer, capacitor all together. So they don't make this board anymore, unfortunately. But let's plug it in and see what it does. Well, it's trying to work, but it's not clicking very loud. Light's not flashing. Let me go look, see if we got a board for this or not. No, I do not have a board for this. What I do have that would work, we'd have to do a whole retrofit, is, let me check it real quick just to see what it does. I think it's gotten a little louder as it's pulsed along here. Huh. Now all of a sudden you put a load on it, light starts flashing. I don't know. But it's only putting out 3,000 volts, so it's not very high. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to remove this stuff out, because you can't, unless you can find one. They don't make these all-in-one solid state boards anymore. They haven't for probably 3 years, 4 or 5 years. Alright, so what we can do is we can take this circuit board here. This is for a like a 1 joule unit. You can set it right here, and then we can put a different transformer in it, maybe another capacitor in it, and basically make the unit brand new on the inside for still a lot less money than buying a new one. So we'll take this, we got a transformer, and then I'm going to find a capacitor here to put in there. Transformer. We'll take this capacitor here. So I'll put this capacitor, this transformer, this board in there, and really you know, make it a pretty reliable unit, because this is old school board. Pretty, I'd almost say bulletproof transformer. I've never seen one go bad yet, at least this style that we use. So, and the capacitors is fine. They'll go bad with age, but not too often. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this capacitor, we're going to start prepping it. We're going to get some wires soldered onto it. And this is going to be even more reliable than Blitzer's, Ariba's current 1 or 2 joule units. Yeah, you'll get a little life out of them, but they're not the best made stuff today. Their transformers are pretty weak. I mean, they work good, but they don't last very long, or as long as you would hope they would last. So we'll solder up, put some solder on, solder on there, tin these wires and blend them together. Alright, so yeah, capacitor, I'm going to set it like right back here, and we'll like glue it to the case or something. Now I got to figure out which wire goes where. I don't recall. I do know that these two are the AC. It's these 4 here. 2 of them are for the transformer and 2 are for the capacitor, and I don't remember which. I do have another unit here. I'm going to pull it apart real quick. It's a different model. Actually, I don't think it's the right. No, it's not the right one. It's not the right model. Okay, so I believe the transformer is going to go up here. The cord will go down here. So the one wire of the transformer is going to go here. Two black wires are going to go down here for the capacitor and transformer. And I think the red wire of the capacitor is going to go up here, I believe. I think that's right. So let's see, that it's going to sit like right there. It's going to kind of halfway, because I need to cut this wire to length. So let's see, that's going like that. We'll cut it just a little long. Crimp on, get some connectors here. There's one. Now, if this doesn't work, that means we've got our wiring not quite right. It won't hurt anything. It just won't allow the unit to pulse right. All right, so that is got solder on it, so we'll add some solder to this. Cut a little bit of that off. It's kind of a little long. Then we'll blend the two together. This right back there. Okay. Alright. So there's the new transformer. Going to go right here. Now I'm just going to kind of halfway get this ready. I'm not going to get any, put in place just yet. I need to cut this off. These are the wrong size spades. These are the smaller ones that go to a smaller spade. So we'll put the larger one on there. The only thing I'm worried about is this wire being long enough. We might have to add some wire here to the thing to make the wire long to go from the transformer to the board. So let's do that before we get too carried away. Let's go ahead and we'll put a spade connector on here. And then we'll run this over. Tuck it down like that so get plenty of wire to work with. So we'll cut it there. Alright, and then we'll take these, we'll twist them together. We'll solder them. Let it cool off. And then we'll put some heat shrink over that. And then we'll add some wire to the other tab, run it over to this black primary wire. Get this board kind of seated where we want it. Okay, let's see. Just will sit there. Alright, let that cool off for a second. Put heat shrink over it. Heat gun. Alright, now we gotta get that power cord. Oh. Whoever did that crimp job didn't do a very good job. Alright. Let's see if this thing goes to clicking and pulsing. If it does, then we've got it fixed, and then we just need to clean everything up. So let's hope I did the wiring correctly. Oops. Alright, clicking right along like it's supposed to. See what kind of spark this thing throws. Alright, now let's clean things up. Let's discharge this capacitor. Ooh, pretty good sharp snap to it. Alright, let's get this board seated down all the way. Now this board could have a charge built up in it too, but carefully grab where you need, grab in the spot you know you're not going to get bit at. You're usually okay, but that just takes good, educated guess. Let's get this, we got to get this connector all rigged up here. Let's get this capacitor where we want it at. I need some epoxy. And it says it takes about 15 minutes for that epoxy to cure. Put some epoxy on the back side of this capacitor, and then we'll press it into place where we want it. Alright, so now we're ready to finish up the transformer. So that's going to sit right there. Now it doesn't sit like equally right in place where it needs to. Where the old one slid right into place. So this one, I think once we get it where we want it, when we go to close the case, I think it should set down just fine. We may have to trim away some of the plastic on the case on the inside, but I don't know. We'll have to see first. So I'm going to put these ring connectors on. I just have like a black and a red for it, for the transformer, but that honestly doesn't matter. So let's get these. That's pretty ate up looking. So we need so we'll put a nut on it first. And then we have those wing nuts and washers. So put 2 washers on, and then the wing nut. Now this little nut there was not there before, but what we have to use that for is to keep that piece from moving on the inside, because it's not held in the same way as the original transformer was. So we have to use a regular nut in there with it to keep it in place. I use these kind of like as block washers. This is what came off the old board and transformer assembly. So I use those, kind of like block washers, basically, is what I kind of use them as. Let's see if we can, no, sorry, it's just gonna sit right there. Alright, so let's take this piece here. Okay, that's a little bit of plastic we gotta trim away. I think most of it's just these little tabs right here. Alright. Now we can put the screws in it. Need one last screw. Now it doesn't have a light bulb on it anymore, so that doesn't matter. But there we go. Well, hopefully you like this kind of stuff. You know, if you got a fence starter that needs to be worked on, happy to take a look at it. We basically rebuilt this one with a lot better parts than what their new ones are. for less money. And it gets a 1.5 year warranty, and a brand new one of this kind of brand and style one gets a 1 year warranty. So you pay a little bit, you pay, a good price on getting the repairs done, but you get a longer warranty and better parts, and it'll last longer. So until next time, we'll see you guys later on, and have a good day.